Today we're at the Fossil and Prairie Park in or near Rockford, Iowa. This is a pretty neat place, Iowa. A little atypical, I would say, but it's pretty cool. We've been here before, haven't we? But it's a neat little place, so we're going to show it around today and talk a little bit more about health and trying to be healthy and all the confusing aspects around being healthy. So let's take a walk. So I think I've mentioned it before, but I do a lot of YouTube research on health, how to lose weight, how to lose body fat, and I'm type 2 diabetic, though my last blood work said I was pre-diabetic, and that was after 2 months of being on the carnivore diet. But what I'm finding is there's so much different information, and so much of it contradicts each other, and it's really confusing. And I'm just to the point of thinking, well, just don't eat any processed foods. I think pretty much any medical professional would say the super processed foods, they're hurting us. They in no way are helping us. They're hurting us. So keep your super processed foods and your 3-month supply of SHTF, backup food supply for when that happens. Oh man, that's beautiful. That's pretty neat. But I'm just getting to that point, and again, I've been struggling for the last few months of just staying on just the carnivore diet. And it's not that I don't like meat anymore. Definitely do. Again, I'm a beef guy, don't eat pork. But I'm just getting more and more cravings for carbs, which are really, that's sugar. Carbohydrates are sugar in the body. And I know scientifically my body does not need me to ingest carbohydrates. So why am I craving them? And my only conclusion is I'm an addict. I'm literally addicted to carbs, especially cracker carbs. I don't know what it is about crackers, the crunchiness, whatever. Love eating crackers. Don't love the effect that it has on me, because I can tell you I definitely feel bloated, which means inflammation. I gain weight. It's going to be water weight, but the inflammation in my body can't be good on the exterior, the insides. It means my gut health was all out of imbalance again. And I know I can put that back, rewrite that, by going strictly carnivore again and doing that, what do they call that? That's not a restrictive diet, whatever it's called. But I'm weeding out what's causing the problems in my body. And I know I could do that. At the same time, I'm wondering, why am I addicted to carbs, which is really sugar addiction? Why? What's going on in my body that's causing that craving to go get a box of crackers after work some night? I don't know. I'd like to know, and I'd like to know the solution. So I'm going to ask you guys, do you know what it is? Do you have solutions whenever you're having a craving for something that isn't good for your body? I'm not telling you saying what the media says isn't good for you. I'm saying what you know isn't good for your body. What do you do in order to get over those cravings? Let me know. Comment. So the nutritionist that I see, She really specializes on, I'm going to say, but she expands. It's all connected. There is no one thing you can do to your body to make it all better. But she talks a lot about brain health. And if you're interested in learning more about her, if you go on YouTube, you can look up Take Back My Brain. And I'll say anything I'm saying is not necessarily what she's saying, because it's definitely going to be diluted. She knows a lot more about it than I do, or probably ever will. But she really makes a good point in saying you need to make your brain healthy again before you make your body healthy again. And so the way I'm interpreting that, again, my interpretation, not her words, when I think about the carb or I'm going to call them sugar cravings, but sugar cravings include carbohydrates. Any of those cravings, is it my brain chemistry causing that? Is it something other than my brain? But even if it is something other than the brain, if I can make my brain healthy, wouldn't that be easier to fight the cravings? And that makes perfect sense to me. Hey, if I do this, which makes me healthy, where are you going? That's not a trail. You smell coyotes, don't you? But anyway, if I can make my brain healthy, make it easier to resist any cravings, or at least keep my mind clear enough that I'm not making a rash decision of turning left to go to the grocery store to get a box of wheat thins, or turning right to go home and eat a healthy chuck roast. And not just a piece of a chuck roast, I mean the whole chuck roast. Those of us on the carnivore diet, we know it's not 3 ounces. No. Pound and a half. Easy. Minimum. Yum. By the way, I had a few pieces of beef bacon left over in my freezer this week. So I got this crazy idea to cook that with my chuck steak, or chuck roast. So I put a chuck roast in the slow cooker before I went to work, and I draped these 2 pieces of beef bacon over the top of it, and I let it cook on low, pressure cooked it on low for 9 hours. Of course, I salted it too, I should say that. I didn't sear it or anything, just salted it, heavy salt, with the bacon draped over the top. Oh my goodness. That was crazy good. That smoked flavor all the way throughout the roast. It was nuts. Cabby liked it too. He did. Not as much as me though. But my view, from what I'm learning, is that what you eat, exercise, and your quality and length of sleep all affect your brain chemistry, which is important. Even at my age right now, at any age, you can function better with a healthy brain. As you get older, it's something that I am experiencing now with my bad knees, which are better than they were last year, but still a little painful. Even Cabby, I'm noticing, is getting some arthritis, so I gotta start looking at what I can do for him. But the balance, that's really important, and that, that has to do with the muscles in the legs, but also just by exercising, I improve my brain chemistry. I'm just learning about this now. This last week I've been watching a bunch of YouTube. I don't know if YouTube's the best source. You got to kind of filter stuff out. But just activity helps folks. And it's like 150 minutes a week, I think they recommend, of moderate exercise. I don't know what moderate exercise is. They said 2.5 to 3 miles per hour for walking. We do that with all the starts and stops this guy does. But they said if you can speak, but with a little bit of heavy breathing, I feel like I'm doing that right now. I normally don't talk while we're out here. But 150 minutes of moderate exercise, tremendous effects from it. So we get that. But it was really neat to hear that it helps with balance, awareness, spatial awareness, and I'm sure there's a ton of other things, but it also improves memory, it improves learning, but just eating right also helps the brain. Getting the right amount of sleep, the quality of sleep, and really the timing of the sleep. What I learned is that you should be sleeping from 10 at night till 4 in the morning. That's the crucial time that all humans should sleep. Only in a very, very rare case is that not true. The 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Those are critical, and it has to do with the sun. And just the rotation of the planet, if I'm understanding this correctly. And like third shift workers, like on average, die 15 years younger than somebody who has quality sleep throughout their life. And I just keep thinking, oh my gosh, how many times in my younger years when I worked second shift, where we'd get off work at 10 o'clock at night and hit the bar 3 or 4 nights every week. And one of the doctors even said that someone who is awake during that time for 2 days a week, and they do that for 25 days out of the entire year, they would be considered the third shift worker class when it comes to sleep quality. And I'm like, I'm a third shift worker. That definitely was before. I try to do better now on that. I've always been a 4 to 5 hour night sleeper. A little bit longer in the wintertime. I think that's normal for folks. Again, that has to do with the sun. So I've always had trouble sleeping. And that's really the whole goal of everything that I'm doing, is trying to figure out how do I eat right, sleep right, exercise right, to get the best benefits for my mind and my body. And why do I want to do that? Well, because I'm aging, and I want to be able to do stuff like hike. I want to be able to travel the country and four-wheel drive motorhome, and go visit a whole bunch of other trails that I've never seen before. And if my body can't handle it, what's the purpose of all that saving that I'm doing, right? So that's why. You're gonna wrap me up again? Wah. Enough talk, let's get to hiking, right? Let's get to hiking, buddy. On the trail again, just walking on the trail again, trying to get my brain healthy as can be. That's why I'm walking up this hill and breathing moderately heavy. On the trail again. I don't know if I can do 2 verses of this song while walking up this hill. It's very long. I'm just happy to be on the trail again with Cabby. Be healthy. Like, subscribe, comment, and bark. I heard him too.